What's up, y'all? Today I took a trade on SPY at all-time high. So I want to go over how I managed the trade at all-time high and where I entered, and pretty much give you guys a whole breakdown of the trade, because all-time high is pretty big deal. It's a big deal because there's a whole shift in the market now. Everything's changed. Anything above all-time high is price discovery. So you're gonna have to wait to find new resistance levels, or you're gonna have to wait till price creates new resistance levels. Sorry, yeah, I had to rephrase that. And you have no resistance levels above all-time high, so you don't know where to take profits until you get like a pullback after hitting all-time high. That's when price starts making those resistance levels. So let's go over the trade. I had a pretty bad entry, but I told my group I was willing to risk calls at open just because we already looked pretty bullish. So I was pretty confident that we were already gonna break that all-time high. Look, let me show you all-time high, or how previous all-time high looked like, because previous all-time high was really strong resistance levels. Look how many times price tapped this area and we just kept wicking off. So we had a pretty strong move towards this 696, 697 area. So that's why I was pretty confident that we were gonna break. So this is pretty much how my play went down. Actually, let me show you guys on the Discord. Oh yeah, right here. I said SPY's pretty close to all-time high now. Would like to see price sweep some liquidity at open. So right here, I was trading on my phone, so I had already marked the what's it called, support and resistance levels. I figured it's possible that we reject, since we rejected so many times off that area. So we'd probably come and sweep some liquidity down towards 685. Or we could break above. And I entered about here. What time did I enter? I called it out at 6:37, 7 minutes into market open. So let's see. Around here, I entered around here. I entered around here, and I got a pull, pretty much entered the pullback. I saw we wicked back. My stop loss was like around here, so I was willing to risk. I wasn't down too much. I was down like 10%. Look, I put it on my chat right here too. Look right here. My spot calls just dancing around my stop loss area. Currently down 10%. I had $1,500 on this play. I said that if we come back to my entry level, I would size up. So we ended up coming back to my entry level. I waited a bit actually to size up. A bit after we broke my entry level, because I wanted to see price fully break above this previous what's it called, higher high that we made right here. So after we broke that, I entered or I bought more contracts. I sized up, and I had my first price target around 697.88. I think I had it 697. Where's 697.88? Was it 88? Let me see. I had it right here. 696.87. Sorry, 696.80. 27. That was my first price target. It was pretty choppy right here. I pretty much expected the price to get choppy around this area because since since prices acted that way before, this is always bound to happen again. If price comes back to that area in the future, right? So I held through all that, held through this pullback. I wanted to sell right here because I was pretty much back to break even. But my contracts didn't even fill in. So I just ended up holding. Ended up ripping back up and we made that new all-time high. So how I manage my trade at all-time high is on my phone. Since there's no resistance levels, you don't know where to take profit, right? So on my phone, this is pretty much what I'm doing. All I'm doing is as price is trending up higher, I'm setting my alarm to let me know that price is continuing to trend up higher. So I'll set my alarm, one above and then one below to let me know when price pulls back. And if it pulls back, I check on the trade and see if it's actually pulling, if it wants to reverse or if it's just a pullback, a healthy pullback, because each trend is gonna have a higher high, higher low, right? Or lower low and lower high. So that's just healthy price action. Pullbacks are healthy. Pullbacks are normal, right? So there's a difference between a pullback and a reversal. So as price is just trending up and it hits my alarm as it's letting me know that it's continuing, I'm just basically trailing both of my alarms. I just keep trailing it based on the structure that price is making. I'm setting the alarms at those levels. So on the smaller time frame, I'll just go to each little resistance level that price makes. And as it's moving, I'm just moving my alarms until I notice that price is trying to reverse now. And where I noticed that was at this wick right here. Let's see, where's the little drawing, little brush right here. I was like, all right, this is probably where price is going to reverse now. And we ended up just coming down to this little resistance level or support level that price created. I ended up selling right here because I thought we were really gonna just pull back. I don't know where. I was thinking maybe to previous all-time high, and I ended up selling. I was up like 68%, something like that. 68. I don't remember, but we pulled back and we actually bounced. But anyways, basically this is what I'm looking for when I'm looking to exit the trade. That way you don't leave no money on the table, you know. You just set your alarms. You could put your phone away. You could do whatever you had to do and just, you know, all you had to do is wait for price to do its thing. So yeah, that's basically how I'm gonna keep managing my positions as price keeps trending higher, because all-time high is like I said, price discovery. So I ended up selling. Let me show y'all, because I ended up posting the gains right here. Look, right here it was when I was at 50%. When I saw this is when I sized up right here. I had 2,000, almost 2,200 on it. And this is when I was up 62% on it. So yeah, prediction, and that's how it played out. Beautiful. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something today. I'll catch you on the next trade recap.